All right, come on in, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello, I am. Welcome to Mondays with Maggie on Cooking with Aisha. Thank you so much, as always, Miss Aisha and Mr. Ricky, for allowing me to stream on your platform. I'm really excited. So come on in, everybody. We're going to make man food today. Mr. President is here. We're going to do a diner meal, patty melts, and hash browns. So we're going to make a regular man food version for him, plus pack a few extra to go. And then I'm going to do a low carb version and a lettuce wrap for myself. Hello, Rhythm. Hello, Mark. Hello, DJ. Hello, Townsend. Hello, Donna. Thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and clean off the counter. I don't have a video for you all today until we get to the low carb version. I'm just going to kind of do this from memory with some ingredients that I have on hand. If you're not familiar, a patty melt is basically like a grilled cheese with a hamburger bun. But Mr. President wants a bacon patty melt, so we're going to cook some bacon. So we're just going to throw it all in and figure it out. Let's clean off the counter. I'll get my uniform on, and then we're going to get started. Thank you all so much for being here. So if you like burgers and fries, this is a play on burgers and fries. I didn't have burger patties, and I do have fries, but I wanted to do the hash browns. I don't deep fry often. I will, but we're going to do a little shallow pan fry. So thank you all, as always, for being here. And we're going to start by putting the bacon in the oven. Since I'm going to cook a lot, I'm going to do a whole tray of bacon in the oven. And then I got a little contraption that saves the bacon grease, so maybe we'll cool it down and pour that. I'm not one of those that reuses my oil or saves bacon grease. I don't fry a lot, but people say it's good for flavoring. If you can have it, don't go doing stuff on account of me, all right? So come on in, everybody. Happy Monday, and thank you all for being here. All right, let me get my uniform on so we can get started. Your Team Greedy in the house. If you like diner food, man food, burgers and fries, you can let me know what you like on your burger. Mr. President likes his plain, and I like mine with everything. So when we get to mine, we'll do some lettuce and tomato and all that good stuff. All right. So, hello, Vani. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. All right. So I have a huge tray, and I just got a lot of these ingredients, y'all, came from the dollar store. So I'll show you what I have. All right. So we have some bacon. And we're going to use regular bacon. Now, this one is the value bacon. It says irregular slices, so it's not going to be pretty, but it'll still cook up like bacon. And we'll do this in the oven. So let's go ahead and get the oven at 375, and then we'll put these on a tray. All right. So let's make sure that it's empty. Y'all know how I do. And we're going to bake. Lots of different ways to cook bacon. Some people do the microwave. Some people do the skillet. Y'all know I like to do the air fryer, but if you're cooking a whole lot, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the whole pack. If you're cooking a whole lot, hello T4, you can go ahead and use the oven because it won't splatter on you. Hello, Kimberly is here. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so we've got a really big sheet pan tray, and then I'm going to put some aluminum foil down in the bottom to catch the drippings. Let's see if I have a roll of foil. Yes. I like the sheets that are pre-cut for my air fryer, but since we're using this tray, let's see if we can do 2 layers of foil just for easier cleanup. And I am going to use the wire racks so that it can get a little crispy. You don't have to. You can actually use parchment paper or just the foil. Hello, K Dada. Thank you so much for being here. Hope everybody is doing well. We're making man food tonight. So I'll show you a version for the fellas or for the kids. And then if you're low carb, I'll show you a version with the substitute that I'm making. All right. So we just have a sheet tray with some foil. Let's make sure y'all can see on Instagram. I'm going to push this back so y'all can see the counter. All right. Hopefully that's good. Okay. So we're gonna put our wire wrap here. Let's go ahead and open up our dollar store bacon. Now, if you're going to be cooking, if you're going to be doing like pancakes and bacon where you want the long strips to look really nice, then you can get like the nice quality bacon. But if you're just going to be using it for flavoring, hello, Dr. Irene. If you're just going to be using it for flavoring, or since this is going to go inside his patty melt or his burger, I don't think it really matters. All right, so I just grabbed these from the dollar store in the value section. Let me go ahead and cut this open for the premium section. Hello, Tyrone. Thank you so much for being here. Gary says, will parchment paper work as well? Absolutely. And you know what? If this is too much for this tray, I'll show you parchment paper. It'll just pool in its own little bacon grease, and then you can take it out, and it'll be totally fine. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to cook the whole pack. I'm just using the wire rack because I'm going to use the oven. We're going to use the stove. We're going to use the griddle. I'm a little OCD. I want to make sure it's straight for y'all. We're going to use everything. So this way it can kind of stay in the oven for me. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, Travis is here. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Joyce is here. Hello, Tyrone is here. Hello, Gary is here. Thank you all so much for watching. Come on in. Welcome, everybody. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content. So we are making diner food today. We're going to do patty melts and hash browns. And I always like to cook extra when I cook for Mr. President. So we're going to serve some and we're going to pack some. That's why I'm cooking the whole thing here. If I were just cooking for myself, or, you know, there wasn't any need to take any to go. These strips actually look pretty good. It said irregular pieces. This is the TJ Maxx of bacon. This is the Ross of bacon. You know, when they have those irregular sizes and irregular fit. So this came from the Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree has a refrigerator and a frozen section. Some people are appalled that you would get any meat from the dollar store. Do what works for you. If you have Oscar Mayer bacon or any of the premium bacon, this will work just as well. All right, we do have one irregular piece here. We're going to go ahead and put this bacon in the oven so it can crisp up. And then we've got some burger patties. We're going to do some patty melts. We're going to season those down with Miss Aisha's seasoning. And we're going to pan sear those. And then I'm trying to sneak some extra veggies in there for Mr. President. So I said, what about some onions and mushrooms? That's what my mom used to do whenever we would eat. She would always stuff extra vegetables in the food. A great way to fill up on, you know, lower calorie fiber, if that's important to you. Or if you have picky eaters, just put the veggies in the food they're already going to eat. All right. So he said, not too much onion, but he will do some mushrooms. All right. This actually looks pretty good. So we're preheating our oven to 375. So I'm just going to wash my hands. We have a pack of bacon here. This will go in the oven. So when we're ready to do our patty melt assembly, our bacon will be cooked. All right. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. I'm not even a big preheater. I'm one of those, like, I would just put it in the oven just as it is and let it come to temperature. Why do we gotta wait, right? All right. But when I'm cooking here with y'all, I try to show things in a semi-proper way. So we'll wait for it to start making some noise. Okay. So we got our bacon done. I'm going to clean this off. Hello, Marcia. Good evening to you. Hello, Sherry. Thank you, Ida, for sharing the live stream. Whether you all are watching on my channel or Miss Aisha's channel, lots of good cooking content. I am not a professional. That will be painfully obvious. I'm just a mom and a home cook, and I love to cook and share with you all. All right. Dante says, hey, you saw bacon? Come on in. Yes, we're going to do a bacon patty melt. I wanted to do like a bacon double burger for him, but I didn't have burger buns, but I did have some nice brioche bread. So we're going to grill them up in some butter with some cheese and make like a patty melt. I want to put like some grilled onions and mushrooms in there. Would y'all eat that? I think y'all would eat that. All right, let's clean this off again since we had some raw meat. And I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and slice up my veggies, get them prepped. Oh, we need to get started on the hash browns too. Yes. Oh, That's where I struggle. My mom was really good at doing multiple things at once, and I get confused and overwhelmed and excited. Hello, Naylee. Thank you so much for being here. Gilchrist is here. Hello, Agnes is here. Thank you all so much for watching and coming in. All right. So let me show you the hash browns that I also got from the Dollar Tree. All right. So no excuses, ladies. You can put a meal together with very simple ingredients. All right. So let me show you all this. I got some dehydrated hash browns from the Dollar Tree. So this brand is Hungry Jack. Y'all know they make pancakes and all kind of different mixes, but they have these hash browns. Now you can hear they're dried and crispy like ramen noodles, but you rehydrate them with hot water. So all I do is I open it like a milk carton, and then you're supposed to add boiling water to them to soften the hash browns before they go in the skillet. So I literally just open it like this, you can see, and then I put the whole container underneath the Keurig. So I just run the hot water cycle. I know it's so janky, but look, if you're traveling, if you're camping, if you're in a hotel, if you don't have access to a proper kitchen, you too can have hash browns. So we're gonna put these underneath the Keurig and just let it run hot water. All right, we'll do a second batch in a moment. Our oven should be ready. We're gonna cook the bacon. Let's go ahead and start slicing our onions. I like onions and mushrooms in my burger. I'm going to do a lettuce burger. So I like the veggies. So we're going to do some of those and we'll saute them on the griddle with our burgers too. Ah, thank you, Joyce. You are too kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sheila says, hello, Miss Maggie. Anyone who cooks with his or her heart is a winner. You're a super teacher. Thanks for sharing. Oh, you are too kind for saying that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, y'all. All right, so let's get our cutting board and let's get an onion out. And the mushrooms that I have also came from the dollar store. So these are just canned mushrooms. I'm gonna put these on the griddle with the burger juices so they can kind of saute. I saw Miss Aisha's steak video and I was like, that's the inspiration for this. And we're gonna get her seasonings out. All right, and remember, wet paper towel to keep your cutting board from slip sliding away when you're cutting. Just gives you a little bit extra grip. All right, so we've got that. Oven's almost ready. Let me get an onion. I had an onion in the fridge, so we're going to use that for our burgers. All right. Hello, Pamela. Thank you so much. Ah, Tracy loves the content. I'm so glad it's helpful. All right. Yes, Gilchrist said you tried these hash browns and they were good after you seasoned them. We're going to use Miss Aisha's seasoning. Speaking of seasonings, y'all know. Oh, hold the phone. Our oven is ready. We got all of Miss Aisha's seasonings. All right, so our hash browns are softening up. Let's go ahead and put our bacon in. So again, this was a 1 pack of bacon from the Dollar Tree. This one said irregular pieces, but I think they look good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this down there so y'all can keep an eye on it. My mom taught me to cook with my senses. I don't really use the timer, just keep an eye on it, but let's see what the pack says. I gotta get it out of the trash. So janky. Hold on, y'all. 12 to 17 minutes. So let me clean my hands and we'll set the timer. I know I'm not the only one who does that, right? You put stuff in the trash and then you need it. All right. So we'll split the difference and call it 15 minutes for the bacon, all right? So let's do a timer. Okay, let's get our hash browns. So you all can see our hot water is kind of doing its thing. So I'm just gonna kind of close this and I'm gonna put the other one underneath there so that the hash browns can kind of rehydrate. If you're using the frozen store-bought ones, you don't have to do this step. I'm just showing y'all how you can cook with some dollar store ingredients. Hello, DJ is here. Thank you for being here. All right, so we have this pack and I'm gonna do 2 packs since I'm cooking extra for Mr. President. I always cook extra so he can have some to go. All right, so we have our dehydrated Hungry Jack what are these called again? Hash browns. Why is that backwards? I don't know if I like that backwards. Hold on one second, y'all. Let's see. I want to make sure you all can read. There's a mirror thing that I want to see if I can. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now can you read it? There we go. Please tell me y'all can read that, because before it was backwards for me. Somebody let me know if that said Hungry Jack or did it say Regrew Kaj. All right, one more. All right. Let's do. Okay. So let's get our onion out. Oh, we got a big one. I got a head of lettuce. I saw a video on how to easily core some lettuce. Gilchrist says you can see it. Kylie says my mom's female instincts save the cupcakes. Absolutely. Absolutely, y'all. All right, let's get an onion out. Whoa. So many different low carb versions. I'm going to slice into this onion. I really like onions, giving you all some good substitutes. That's why I'm your substitute teacher. I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. So while we're cutting up our veggies, all right. Oh, we didn't get enough water in here. Hold on. Our Keurig ran out of water. One moment, please. Let's try this again. All right. Oh dear. Here we go. Let's try another cup, y'all. I'm going to give you all 2 substitutes for buns for your burger. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if you like grilled onions, we're going to saute some onions to go inside our burger patty melt. Hello, Bola. Thank you so much for being here. Ooh, Christina's making pizza. Wonderful. Hello, Angela's here. Oh, thank you so much. Dee is from Nebraska. Thank you so much for being here. I've never been to Nebraska, but I have been to Minneapolis. Y'all, I'm in Atlanta. Hello, Jessica's here, and hello, Pam. Anything past like Texas and north of like Kansas, like it all gets kind of murky for me, but I'm so glad that you like the content. Okay, so I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. So we're gonna slice our onion into rings. You can put those inside your burger like we're gonna do. Or if you're familiar with In-N-Out, if y'all saw the viral Flying Dutchman burger, if you want a low carb option, you can saute your onion slices and use that as a substitute burger bun. We've done it before. It's really good. It just gets really messy because the onion rings get really soft, so you'll want to wrap them well. All right, so we have our second pack here. I think we're ready to do the first one. And then another thing, Mom has grown her own tomatoes. So my mom has a garden. That's one thing I'm not good at. So she gave me some tomatoes. So I want to slice some of Nana's tomatoes and put inside. This one might be a struggle one. We'll put some of Nana's homegrown tomatoes inside my burger. All right. I don't think Mr. President likes raw veggies. He'll eat cooked veggies. All right. Norris is here from Texas. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Oh, yeah. I'll try to keep you all engaged. Okay. So I think what we can do, we've got our bacon in the oven. That's doing its thing. If you all can see here, our hash browns have now gone from being like crunchy to rehydrated. So I'm going to go ahead and start the hash browns behind me. Let me go ahead and move my fall. I know it's not fall yet. Go ahead and move this out of the way. And we'll get a skillet. We're gonna put some oil down, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook the hash browns behind me because those are kind of set it and forget it. But I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so let's start with a big non-stick skillet. All right, so I am going to start the stove, and then we'll put, I think I have some olive oil. Some of y'all are really picky about oil. Just use the oil that works for you, all right? But olive oil, and oil that can stand high heat. Avocado oil would be good. Vegetable oil, if you don't mind that. I think we're gonna have to use avocado oil. My vegetable oil is kind of like when you're cooking your hash browns, you need to have enough oil in the pan to kind of reach the edge. I have to use a little bit more. I think it tells you to use like a tablespoon, but if there's no oil between the hash browns and the nonstick for me, then it sticks and it gets kind of messy. So let's go ahead and turn on the big burner. All right. So I'm going to show you all the amount of oil, and I just measure until it reaches all the way to the edges, whatever that is. So like that is not enough. I keep going until I have enough to kind of coat the bottom. And then what I'll do is just kind of move it around like this. And if I can get all the way to all the sides, just a thin layer, and I go up on the sides a little bit, that's good for me. So maybe 3-4 tablespoons. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up. So that's just avocado oil or whatever oil that you use. I'm gonna get our first pack of hash browns, and I don't hear any water sloshing around in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a strainer just to make sure we don't have any water. The water plus the oil, no bueno, all right? So you want to get your skillet on like a medium high, but a medium, all right? So you can get a little bit of crispiness. I like a really crisp hash brown. Mr. President says it doesn't have to be that crisp, but I'm going to show you all. All right, so I'm just going to pour this over the sink just in case there's any moisture. So these are our hash browns that we rehydrated in the Keurig. Whoa, oops. All right, so there's some liquid in there. Let's get that out in the sink. And then we're gonna put that in the skillet, and then we'll figure out which one of Miss Aisha's seasonings to put on top. I like the all-purpose because that gives you a nice color with it as well. All right, I think we're good. Let me get a paper towel up underneath here. All right, so I'll just bring this over so y'all can see. The key is with the hash browns, once you get them in here, you need to leave them. So I'm just gonna kind of move them around like this, put them back on. And then I'll do another one with the other one in just a moment. What do we have here? We have almost all of Miss Aisha's seasonings. Let's do the all-purpose, all right? I think that's gonna be really good. And I'm gonna season it liberally, but just to kind of cover it, but not too much, all right? So I'll just show y'all while it's doing its thing. Nice little color, and leave it, all right? Don't mess with it. You want it to get that nice little sear at the bottom and get nice and crispy. Oh, it smells so good. All right, let's get back on veggie duty. And then we'll do the other one. All right, this one's coming along. So we're gonna slice our onion, and I'm gonna slice it crossways into rings. I have a little gadget. Go, gadget, go. Let me take off this outside layer. Hello, Tweet is here. Hello, Essie Nako. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Amol is here. So we have some canned mushrooms that are going to go in our patty melt. You know what? We should probably start the burgers now. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that because we can cut while the burgers are cooking. So put a pin in that. Let's get the griddle out so everybody can see. Hello, Coach Lady C. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Nancy is here. I appreciate you. All right. So we've got our bacon at 375 in the oven. We've got hash browns cooking on the stove. Let's go ahead and start the burgers so everything can be started at once. And then we'll put the veggies on in just a moment. So let's get our griddle. I need to turn this around. I got some burger patties from the dollar store as well. Uh-oh. This is a little drip tray that catches the drippings. All right, let's get this plugged up. And let's get this warming up. Let's plug it in. Now the key with the hash browns, I have messed this up several times before. The key with the hash browns is really to leave them. If you're tempted to turn them, give it another 5 minutes, believe me, all right? Just leave them and let them do their thing, all right? So let's go ahead and turn this on. That's gonna do its thing at like 375. You can check on them. I'll bring them over so you all can see. They're still doing their thing. I'm looking on the sides, looking for color. I want it like kind of like a flat sheet. That'll make them easier to turn. Let them keep going. And that's Miss Aisha's all-purpose seasoning on there. So this is gonna heat up. I got these burgers from the dollar store, Backyard Griller beef patties. It says cook from frozen, but I put them in the fridge. So we're gonna put these on the grill and hopefully they don't shrink too much. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and slice our onion. Hello, D-Ray is here and hello, Essentials is here. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Ooh, Christina says stuff sharp cheddar inside. Inside what, the burgers? That sounds yummy. So many different ways. Let me see, I wanna make sure y'all can see both. So many different ways to get your burger going. I think I feel enough heat. Let's go ahead and get these started. I like a medium. You know, cook it to your desired state. So we're gonna get these on and also season them with Miss Aisha's. She used the chicken seasoning on her steak. So I'm like, let's try that on the burgers. All right, so it's a 4-pack of burger patties, 4 quarter-pound patties, so they're pretty big. Let me check on our hash browns. Bacon is still baconing. It's not really doing its thing. I think I need to turn that up. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna turn the stove down and turn the bacon up. But let me get these burger patties on here. All right. So these are just store-bought frozen patties. If you have your own ground beef, you can add the seasoning in there, onion powder, garlic powder, your jalapenos, whatever. We're doing a simple struggle meal. Hopefully it comes out nice. Let's start with the 4 burgers. Let me clean my hands and let's take a look at the hash browns. Oh. Let's give these a little seasoning. They need some. Which one? I think I'm gonna do her beef. Let's do the beef and oxtail seasoning. I think that'll be good. So y'all know about select blends. So we're gonna really get in there. You could also do like a Montreal steak seasoning or salt and pepper. You know, if you have really good quality beef, I'm not saying this is, you really don't need to do much to it. All right, timer. My bacon is not brown enough to my liking, but notice the hash browns here. When I move them, it kind of moves as one sheet. Let's see if I can turn them here so you all can see. We're getting a little hot. Probably could have left them a little bit longer. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go back in, let them brown a little bit more. And I'm going to do the bacon. Just going to do 400. Okay. So I have this like veggie slicer, Pampered Chef. So if you want to have equal rings, if you want them really thick, you can do every other. That might be kind of nice. So they stay together. And again, you can grill these whole and use them as a substitute burger patty. Or you could do tomato. You could do a tomato burger. All right, so these are looking kind of good. I'm going to let them continue to cook so they can sear. And then I think what I'll do is I'll flip them over here so we can cook the onions in those juices, all right? Gary says pepper jack or Gouda. I do have some pepper jack, just some American pepper jack. So we'll give these just a couple more minutes. I'll grab the pepper jack and trying to think. Yeah, and we'll toast them. Maybe we'll butter and toast them on a clean. Yeah. All right, so let me get the pepper jack and then I'm going to do the other hash browns. All right, so let's use this one. We're going to go in with the avocado oil. We're cooking extra today. You can scale it up or down. I'm going to coat the bottom. So, I don't know, a couple tablespoons. Depends on the size of your pan. We have our Hungry Jack rehydrated hash browns. I'm going to open this and put it in the sink. All right, I'm looking at the sides of the burgers. So we have a nice little crispiness on the edges, if you like those crispy edges. All right, so this is looking good. Let me go ahead and get the pan warmed up. And I can smell kind of that char, so I'm going to turn them over here and put my onions on. All right. I use 2 just to make sure I don't splatter. Let's see how the first one looks. I really need like a burger press. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to put my onions down here in the burger juices, and then we'll use the vegetable seasoning on this. Let those caramelize down. Got me. All right. Let this continue to cook, and let's put some vegetable seasoning on that. Our hash browns, our first batch is coming up nicely. You could probably stop there if you want them a little crispier. You can continue going. All right, let's do the second batch. So he has enough food for a few days, and we'll season this with Miss Aisha's all-purpose. Selectblends.com. Get a nice little color, nice little seasoning, and this is going to go on the stove. All right. I'm going to put the mushrooms on here too so they can all kind of saute. And then I think we're ready to assemble. Avengers assemble. Quasia likes a loaded hash brown. I know. What is it? Smothered, covered, chopped, all that good stuff. Absolutely. Let's let these burgers cook. I'll probably temperature check them, and then we'll flip our onions. Go ahead and put our mushrooms on there. If you have fresh, that's better, but these came from the dollar store, so we just have the mushroom pieces. So I'm just going to pop this open and drain it in the sink. And then we're gonna put them on the griddle. Okay, our bacon is coming alive now. The pack said 375. 375 didn't do anything. At 400 now it's coming along. All right, so we have our onions, our mushrooms. I think we're good. So I'm gonna just put these. Whew. Oh, I didn't put the vegetable seasoning. Let's season our vegetables. That's the key. When everything is seasoned well, it comes together nicely. So I'll move this so you all can see. All right. So we use the beef seasoning on the burgers. Oh, I didn't season this side. All right. And then we need our vegetable seasoning for our onions and mushrooms. Are you team mushroom? Are you team onion? Are you team everything? All right. So we're gonna let this continue to do its thing, and then we're gonna get the bread and butter ready. Oh, our bacon. Hold up. I think it looks good. I'm gonna turn it off. I think these hash browns look pretty good to me. I'm gonna taste them just for seasoning and crispiness, and then we can just turn these off and leave them on the stove. That'll be his side. Instead of French fries, we're gonna do hash browns. So we got a nice color, we got a nice little crispiness. Oh my gosh, I want this piece. Y'all see that? Y'all see that crispiness? Greedy. So good. All right, I'm gonna leave them on the stove uncovered off. Perfect. All right, burgers are looking good. I'm gonna turn our onions over. Let's let our mushrooms kind of cook. Trying to keep them in one piece if you're gonna use them as a bun substitute. Or you could slice them up and just do onion slivers. Now the thick ones, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but those are for me. So we'll let them do their own thing. Probably should have moved the mushrooms closer to the burgers. All right, and then we will temperature check. Let's bring the mushrooms up towards the burgers. We're gonna temperature check our burgers. Just make sure everything's coming along. Let's get his mushrooms nice and sauteed. You could do, I probably wouldn't do bell pepper on a patty melt, but that's coming along nicely. All right, just gonna see what our juices look like. Okay, they're running clear. Probably want to take those off. Let me put a slice of cheese on them. Where's my temperature checker? Oh, here it is. Alexa, what temperature is medium? 140 to 150. All right. Let's go ahead and get these burgers off. We forgot the cheese. Woo. So I just have some pepper jack singles, and then for me, I'm going to use a dairy-free cheese. So I'll show you all. Just to let this kind of melt. I'll turn this down since we're good. Uh-oh. So pepper jack over here. And then I'll show y'all what I'm going to put on mine. If you're dairy-free like me, I got this from Whole Foods. So I'm using goat's cheese slices for my burger. I'm going to do a lettuce burger with all the veggies. All right, so this is like a proper deli cheese with the paper inside. So we'll just let that kind of melt. Let our veggies continue to do their thing. I just turned the temperature down so that can melt. We got some nice sauteed veggies, onions, and mushrooms. We'll give those a taste and just let this hang out. And I think we're ready to assemble. We got to butter our bread and assemble. Let's check on our hash browns. So this is what I'm listening for when I move it on the skillet. If I hear that kind of crispiness on the bottom, see how it lifts up in like one big piece? That's what I was looking for. Just leave it longer than you think you should. So he'll have some extra hash browns to go, and we'll let the other side cook. All right. So that's the key. Those are done. Bacon. We're burning our bacon. All right. That's what's smoking. All right. Y'all know, you already know, we got our first letter from Marcus, so I'm very excited. All right. All right. Whew. It's hot. I'll show y'all. All right. Our bacon is looking good. So I'm just going to set this off over here. Thank you. All right. Yes, let's assemble. I think everything's done. Let me taste the veggies. Hello, Trisha. Looking good. You might want to open the front door too. I'm sorry. Every time I do bacon in the oven, it does that. Tony says, what about a vegan party? Not here, not today, Tony. Shout out to our vegetable-tarians. You could absolutely do like impossible meat, but I'm cooking for me and Mr. President today, so we are meat eaters. But let's go ahead and assemble, and then I think we're just about done. I'm going to move this out of the way. I've turned this on low, and now let's make our bacon patty melts. All right. Let me turn on my struggle air conditioning, y'all. Whew. I'm so excited. You could put this like on a salad, on a steak. Oh my God, y'all, it's so good. Oh, okay. Let me see if I put my, this didn't really melt, but it'll melt inside the patty melt. I was gonna put my dome over top of it. You love grilled onions? I'm telling you, Bria. Yeah, this right here, y'all would eat that. Y'all would eat that. Mm-hmm. I can't get enough. All right, so last thing, hash browns are done. We'll taste these. Perfect. Nice and crispy. Perfect. Turn that off. We need a skillet. All right. So I'm going to put some butter down. So we're going to do Mr. President's first, obviously. We're going to do, I have a very nice brioche bread. And I'm going to use real butter for him. Let me go grab it. Okay, so this is going to give us the golden brown. Hello, GW. Hello, Big J. Thank you all so much for being here. I've got this skillet on a medium. We've got our patties, onions and mushrooms over here, staying warm, doing their thing. So let's put a couple tablespoons. And I just need to cut up his fruit. I'm going to turn this to like a medium low. Let that melt down. All right. And then we will assemble patty, well, bread, maybe a piece of cheese, some bacon. He said a little bit of onions, but he'll do the mushrooms. I would make a double, but he told me not to do too much. All right, so we are going to use this brioche bread that I have. So cute. No, Marcus is the Marine. Mr. President is my man. We're doing man food today. All right, y'all are excited? I'm excited too. So let's go ahead and put this down in the melted butter. So we'll do 2 of them. I don't know how many he'll eat, but I'll pack the extra. All right, so we're going to do like this. And we'll put some pepper jack or whatever cheese you have, whatever cheese you like. And then while this is browning up, I'll cut up his fruit, pour a drink, and then his plate will be done. All right. So let's get his, let's do the bacon. So we have some bacon that we made in the oven. I'll put 3 strips. And then we'll put his patty. And then we'll put a little bit of onion. And then we'll do mushrooms. He wants more mushrooms than onions. A little bit. And then give him extra mushrooms. Whew. I'm going to do it a little bit out of order. All right. Patty with the pepper jack and then some bacon. So our man food patty melts will do their thing. Then we'll put another piece of bread over top and let those just kind of brown so you all can see what's going on in here. Let them kind of brown and melt up. All right, let that do its thing. Get his plate, pour a drink, cut up his fruit, then I'll make mine. But I always serve him first, all right? Digital says, what are we cooking? Bacon patty melts and hash browns. All right, so we'll let that do its thing. So we did bacon in the oven. We've got hash browns that we did on the stove. We did burgers with pepper jack, sauteed onions, and babe, we got a fly. Sauteed onions and mushrooms. And I'll show y'all how I put this together. Oof. All right. Let's get up underneath here and see how this is looking. Don't want it to burn. Hold up. I gotta turn it low. All right, we're gonna go down to like 2. It burned really bad. We're gonna serve the other side. That's the key. We're not gonna waste. Let me move it. All right. The fruit. Sorry, almost done. Is it this? It must be this, yeah. Okay. Turn that off. Let it do its thing. and then we'll cut them in half. Get a nice little melt on there. All right, let me cut this fruit. So we're gonna peel an orange. I know, scrape it off. I know, and I didn't have it in there long. I think my temperature was up too high, but I'm gonna turn it over to the other side so it'll photograph better. That's the thing. It's like doing multiple things at once. Would y'all eat it, or should I? I hate to serve that, but we don't want to waste. All right, let me get his fruit cup. The other side looks pretty good though. All right, and nectarine. Usually when I'm doing this on the reels, I'm showing y'all every little step. Just go around. Oh, you can't really see. Go around the pit. So we have a beautiful nectarine. And yes, I cut his fruit. Don't have to, but I want to. All right, so we'll just cut that into some nice chunks that we can grab and go. A little quality control. So good. Let's cut around the seed, and I'll show y'all how I plate. I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way so you all can see the whole finished product. Then I'll do a low carb version for me, which is just, I'm gonna do a lettuce bun. All right, so let me move this for now. Let's go ahead and turn this over. This looks a lot better. Frustrated about that. This is the goal. I had the temperature up too high. Woo! Tastes so good though. We'll cut them in half and plate it nicely. Just a second. So we'll leave that there. I'm going to show y'all how I plate for him. All right. Let's get the fruit cup off of the seed. If you have picky eaters or kids or men that don't like fruit, serve it with their food. Serve it with the stuff you know they're going to eat. Put it next to the plate. I'll show y'all what you see on my reels all the time. All right. So imagine this is the table. He's going to have his fruit cup. Of course, he's going to have a nice napkin. Mr. President will not eat on disposable, so I always give him a nice napkin. We're going to do a Coke and a glass of water. Serve them water with the food. They'll drink it. All right? So let's get some ice. So we have an ice glass. And always a water glass. All right. Beverage of choice. What are y'all drinking with your burger? Are you having a beer? We're in Atlanta, so in the South, y'all already know what it is. And then I'll just do a regular plate. Usually I do, let's see if I can give them a platter today. All right. We're gonna cut the sandwiches on a cross section, make them look kind of nice. So we're gonna take out our bacon patty melts. 1 or 2, how many are y'all eating? Is 2 too much? I'm turning into that older woman with the heavy hands. Y'all would eat that. All right, so let's do a nice little, still nice and hot. Little piece of bacon came out. So good. All right, one more. You got your mushrooms, you got your peppers. Hello, Moses. All right, let's plate it up and let him eat. I always give him the big plate. So you got your fruit, you got your beverage. We're gonna put our sandwiches. Uh-oh, because we eat with our eyes first, so we want it to look nice. And then let's put the hash browns as the side. They're still crispy from the pan. Or you could do French fries or tater tots or whatever you like. And we'll do a little bit of parsley, just a little bit, just for a little bit of pizzazz, optional. So this is what we have. Put a little bit of parsley on there. We could put some on the burgers too. So that is, dinner is done. What do y'all think? Are you eating that? I think y'all would eat that. All right, let me take a quick picture and then let me put it on the table for him. And I'll show you all the low carb version for me and then we will be done. So easy peasy, just a little struggle with the underside. But I think it looks pretty good. Everything kept really warm. So here you go. Dinner is done. Little diner meal and a video. So we have hash browns with Miss Aisha's all-purpose seasoning. And we have a bacon patty melt with pepper jack, onions, mushrooms on buttered brioche bread. All right. So now this is going to the table. All right. So what do y'all think? And his fruit. Oh. Then I'll make mine. There you go. Can I close this? All right. So that was fun. If y'all are done, we can wrap up here. If you want to see the low carb version, put the lettuce emoji in the chat. But I just wanted to show you all our struggle patty melt. Bria says you love a diner meal. Yeah, absolutely. I've got some extra burger patties and some extra bread. Maybe I'll do some more and pack for him. Y'all know I always pack extra to go. But let me do mine. So we are going to do, it looks delicious. Bria's wants the low carb version. Hello, Adonis. Hello, Cutson. Hello, HM. Okay, so this is really easy. Let me show you all this hack that I saw on TikTok of how to core a head of lettuce. Watch this not work for me. But have you all seen this hack? Now, if you've eaten lettuce burgers or low carb burgers, sometimes it's hard when you slice into the burger, slice into the lettuce, you know, it's really thin, and it kind of falls apart. But I've been seeing this hack on how you can get really nice slices. Hello, Gillis is here. How you can get really nice slices. So we're going to give it a try and see what happens. All right, watch this.
How to core a head of lettuce in seconds.
Oh.
No way. How to core a head of lettuce in seconds.
You just smash the lettuce down and the core comes out. We're going to give this a try. So I'm going to smash it on the cutting board and then the whole core comes out. So you have all the lettuce leaves intact. I've been wanting to try it. You want to see the lettuce wrap? Gillis says, did I miss the ribs? Yeah, you missed Mr. President's food, but here you go. This is what we made. So it was bacon patty melts with pepper jack, sauteed mushrooms and onions, a fruit cup, a coconut water. All right. So now we're gonna try and make my version low carb, no hash browns. Trisha, you want to see the lettuce wrap? Bria said you try it and it didn't work. Okay. So that's why I like coming here with you all. Let's get our cutting board the other side. Let's get our cutting board. So I'll show you. Since you're team ribs, so we have 2 burger patties for me with melted goat's cheese. We have some leftover sauteed onions and peppers that we used with Miss Aisha's seasoning. And for Mr. President, I did hash browns on the side for him. You could also do fries. You could do whatever. We have some extra hash browns. If you're team carb, then this is for you. All right. Now, we have our lettuce. Fingers crossed. Put your back into it, Maggie. You can do it. Oh my gosh, y'all. So I have some struggle lettuce. I think I've already been peeling layers off of here. So I'm going to wash this and I'm going to whack it hard on the cutting board and see if this core comes out. Then I can have these beautiful lettuce leaves on their own for this wrap. Okay, that is the goal. So let's try washing it. Y'all, I want to tear up these onions and mushrooms, I'm telling you. Okay. All right. Then we'll put everything inside a lettuce wrap for me. 2 burgers, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. All right. I'm nervous. But that's why I like experimenting with you all. All right. So you can see the core is attached. And they said if you whack it down hard. All right. I washed it and it's just dripping. All right. Ready? Let's try. Ow, that hurt. All right, so I whacked it hard. Now it pushed the core inside. Y'all can see it's flush. It came out, y'all. It came out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, those of y'all that are meatitarians are like, who cares? But this way, you can have like your lettuce. See how it just comes off like really easy. I'm going to try and keep the whole thing intact if I can. So I can have a nice, I probably should have like separated the leaves first. Y'all, it worked. Now let's see if I can get this off of here. Because I'm going to do a lettuce patty melt burger. It worked. All right, so we have this one. This one's looking kind of sad. I don't know, would y'all still eat it? Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on the light. Over here, excited. Okay. I'm gonna do one more layer. All right. Y'all, it's the little things. Believe me, the day that I had. Okay. So these are going to be our buns. So let's put everything in there and then I'll close it and cut it in half. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, so I'm doing all of the veggies. I did it. Now I can wash and flip it easy. Okay, do I need to wash it again? Okay. So I'm gonna do everything. Mr. President likes a plain burger. I like all the good stuff. So I'm going to do, I guess, our patties. So these are beef patties with melted goat's cheese. Or maybe I'm gonna have 2 of them. Am I being greedy? I'm going in with the onions. I love the onions. They're still warm on here. And then I'm gonna take the rest of the mushrooms. Y'all, this could be like a Philly steak. Should we put some bacon in there? Put some bacon in there. That's not part of the plan, y'all. And I just cooked the onions and mushrooms in the burger drippings, I guess you would call them. Okay, it's coming along. All right, now I like ketchup and mustard and Bria's bacon. Okay, looks good. All right, hold on. Our lettuce is rolling. They see me rolling. All right. So this is what we have so far. Let's do some bacon. Y'all are forcing me. I feel like one piece is enough. Don't be greedy, Maggie. I don't know how many pieces of bacon y'all would do. All right. I'm going to do mayo, mustard, and ketchup. And pickles. Or, yeah, we got to do all that good stuff, right? We got to do pickles. I think I need some more lettuce. Pickles. We need mustard. I have my sugar-free ketchup. Got mustard, mayo, and ketchup. I gotta grab it. Where are you? Okay, now in all seriousness, I shouldn't have this, but I'm gonna use some light mayo, and I do have this no sugar ketchup, all right? So let's go ahead and 2 pieces of bacon. Y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, 2 pieces of bacon each. All right, so let me get this all out so that we can roll it into itself. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, now let's go in. Let's do pickles, and then I'll put all the toppings. Y'all, I think this is gonna be very messy, but I think it's gonna be good. Let's move this. I want the extra onion. Should I add the extra onion, or it's enough onion? Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous but excited. A little feta. I have goat's cheese in there. Do I have feta cheese? Okay, focus. Pickles. If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, this could be an option for you. This is how my channel started. You know, when I'm cooking for the family or cooking for my man, you know, cooking food that I can't have, the substitutes just kind of came from how I can enjoy kind of the same thing with my substitute ingredients, all right? Bria says enough onion. Okay, all right, y'all, I was doing a bit much. We're doing pickle. I like pickle, but do it your way. Have it your way, Burger King. All right, y'all, I'm getting excited. Okay. You won't miss the bun. You won't miss the hash browns. All right, so let's go in with some mayo. So this is some Hellmann's light mayo, a little or a lot in my lettuce bun. All right. We're going to use the Heinz no sugar ketchup. A lot of the brands that you use have zero sugar added options. Tastes the same. That's the problem. You know, they put a lot of, hold on, y'all. All right, that's not elegant, but got to do what works. They put, quality check. They put a lot of sugar, extra sugar, and things that you don't necessarily need sweet. So this is the ketchup that I have. Same brand that we all grew up on, but no extra sugar. So, you know, if you think, you know, I don't really eat sweets, and then you find out that you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, check your condiments and beverages. Oftentimes that's where a lot of culprits for extra sugar lies. Now the French's yellow mustard, did y'all know this? You can open it, and so that it doesn't squirt the top, it clicks behind. I love that. All right. All right. Y'all, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I am so happy right now. All right. I think I need another lettuce to wrap it in so I can cut. You could eat the whole head of lettuce. Is what, like 10 calories? You could double it up too. Let's see if we can get a nice little layer on here. A nice couple extra. With the core off, it comes off pretty nicely. Okay, so here we go. Y'all, it's just keeps the gift that keeps on giving. All right, so we're gonna take this. I'm gonna wrap it up. You could also do like wax paper, or like, you know, that burger paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about. To kind of like, should we do that? Like parchment paper? Somebody asked about parchment paper. The only thing with parchment paper, you gotta be like, let's see if I can get it. I'm not a professional. I just want to get it so we can hold it. This is kind of nice, but what you want is let's see how it came out. Do we like it? Do we need some extra yummy stuff? Y'all, how many of these are you eating? All right, so we've got that. Oh, let's put it flat. I'm gonna do the parchment paper because it'll just fall apart. Got my lettuce burger, massive. Roll it up tight, like a burrito. Oh yeah, are we liking it? Oh, the tomato! We forgot Nana's tomatoes. Ah, oh. My mom grew her own tomatoes and I forgot. We're gonna put them in there really quick. Ah, I knew we were missing something. I always forget something. Doggone it. Thank you, Patsy. Ah, I brought the whole basket out. My mom has a garden and she makes her own, obviously, vegetables. So these are Nana's tomatoes. It's gonna be hard to kind of just stuff it in there, but that's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna take a bite and we're just gonna call it. All right, this is not gonna do a picture. I'm just going in there, y'all. You wore me down. All right, so let's move our parchment paper. Let's get in there with our bacon, our lettuce, tomato, our burger, our goat's cheese. One moment. Okay, no. It's just gonna be ugly. Uh-huh. It's messy, but it's good. It is so, so good. I know the lettuce is a little bit wet. Maybe do the salad spinner, but what I'm telling you, you get the whole burger experience, y'all. Mm. A little hot sauce if you like it. For me, a little extra salt and pepper. You can season it however you like. Y'all, this is so good. Thank you all so much for joining me. Okay, once it comes out of the parchment paper, it's a wrap. But I'm telling you, Miss Aisha seasonings, the burger, everything, and it's guilt-free. It's literally just protein and veggies. Mm, mm. Marcus? 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 Baby? Okay, y'all. I want to end the stream, but I don't want to end the stream. Marcus? Well, I'm dripping burger juice all over me. It looks a mess. It tastes really good. If you're just coming on, we made patty melts, hash browns, fruit, and I did a low carb version. So I know I got the tomato in. Marcus, if that's you, I got your letter. And I've written two. Hopefully you'll get them tomorrow. So, okay, let's see. Any other announcements? Today's Monday. I will see you all Friday for another cooking stream. And then I will see you all Saturday for relationship content. As always, thank you so much, Cooking with Aisha, for allowing me to stream on your platform. And I'm very, very grateful. Sorry, y'all. If you know, you know, I'm not going to explain. But it's backwards. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me just scroll back and see if I missed any comments. All is good. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Quasia. Thank you, Jessica. Hello, Bria, Killis, Felita. Y'all, me and the struggle tomato. I know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You said it looks delicious. Hello, Veronica. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all so much. Focus, Maggie. Okay, I'm going to focus. I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. I'm old, so isn't this how y'all do it? I'm a Gen Xer, so this is how we do it. Yeah. We're very proud of you and love you and miss you. And I cannot wait to see you. I already got my flight and my Airbnb. So I know you're going to do well. And I look forward to the next letter. All right. Yes, y'all are going to try the low carb. Yeah, try it. Maybe wrap it in plastic. All right, everybody.